Rain pelted the dusty roads of the small western town as Clara trudged behind her parents' wagon, head down, tears mixing with the mud on her cheeks. She had heard the cruel words again that morning. "You're too plain, too ordinary. You'll never bring honor or wealth to this family. We're selling you." Clara was only 16, frail and quiet, but inside her heart burned with a strength no one could see. Her parents had arranged for her to marry some wealthy stranger from the neighboring county, someone who barely knew her, someone they hoped would pay handsomely for her supposed simplicity. But Clara didn't have a choice. She was a commodity in their eyes. The wagon stopped at the gates of a sprawling ranch, and Clara's stomach twisted in fear. Rancher Ethan Cole, a man known throughout the counties as wealthy, imposing, and unbending, stepped out from the main house. His eyes, sharp as a hawk's, scanned the girl. For a moment he said nothing. "You are?" he asked, his voice calm but piercing. "My name is Clara," she whispered, bowing her head. The men accompanying her parents chuckled quietly. "She's plain, sir, not the beauty you'd expect, but she'll do the work if you accept the arrangement." Ethan didn't move. He studied Clara carefully, his eyes tracing the lines of her face, the timid posture, the hands folded neatly in front of her. And then, for the first time in years, he smiled. Not a polite smile, but a genuine, warm smile that reached his eyes. "She's the one I want," he said simply. The wagon driver blinked. "Pardon, sir, you don't even know her. She's ordinary." Ethan shook his head. "I know exactly who I want. I've seen too many faces, too many charms, but there's something in her, a quiet strength, a soul that won't be tamed. That is worth more than any beauty." Clara's eyes widened. She had expected rejection, cruelty, maybe even ridicule. Not this. Her parents' faces went pale. "Sir, you can't, she's staying here. Forever," Ethan interrupted. "And if anyone has a problem with it, they leave." From that moment, Clara's life changed. She was no longer sold off like property, no longer a passive observer of her own destiny. She was welcomed into the ranch, slowly, carefully, by a man who saw her worth before anyone else ever did. Days turned into weeks. Clara learned to ride, to care for the animals, to manage the ranch with Ethan's guidance. And with each passing day, her confidence grew. The plain girl they had tried to discard blossomed into someone radiant, not because of her appearance, but because of her spirit. Ethan watched her quietly, his admiration deepening. He had not chosen her for her looks, her youth, or even her obedience. He had chosen her because he saw her heart, and it matched his own in a way that neither wealth nor status could replicate. One evening, under the amber glow of the setting sun, Ethan approached Clara as she fed the horses. "You know," he said softly, "I didn't want a pretty face. I wanted someone real. And you're everything I could have ever hoped for." Clara felt her chest tighten. For the first time in her life, she realized she belonged somewhere with someone who truly saw her. "Thank you," she whispered, "for seeing me." He took her hand, rough from years of ranch work but gentle as it held hers. "I won't ever let anyone sell you ever again. Not for wealth, not for looks. You're mine in every way that matters." Clara smiled through tears. The world had once called her plain, but in Ethan's eyes, she was more beautiful than she had ever imagined. And in that quiet ranch under the endless sky, two hearts found each other, a girl once discarded, and a man who recognized her true worth. Even the wind seemed to carry a message that day. True value is not in appearances, but in the soul that refuses to be broken.